Jaguar rights, they put her in there, and there's no way that happened because she was in jail. Look, all of the cases are fake, which means that these lawyers like Ariel Mitchell and Sean R. Perez, were hired to stage all of these fake lawsuits, to go in there with the real ones, to create doubt. Like, this is a very, very, very elegant plan. And it was executed very well from all of that. And just, so like, I get where Aubrey's coming from. Like, I get what she's saying. But at the same time, who doesn't want to know? Like, if that happened to me, I would want to know. Well, sweetie, if you didn't want anyone to know, what the fuck did you read us the affidavit for? Like, she had done an interview saying that she wasn't sure whether or not, like last year, saying whether or not she wasn't going to come forward, and there was some information and it was being investigated and whoopty-whoopty-whoo and yada, yada, yada. And that was pretty much the end of that. But if you didn't want anybody to know about this, then why the fuck did you sit in a goddamn documentary and read us some shit that nobody had ever heard before? Like, that just doesn't, does that make any sense to y'all?
No.
That affidavit had never been shared with the public before. The only way that it could be shared is if she had turned it over, her and them legal people had turned it over to this documentarian, to this Alexandra woman. If you didn't want nobody to know about it, and you don't want nobody, you don't want to see yourself as this, and you don't want to, what the fuck did you share it for? Am I wrong? Or am I tripping?
Right. Yeah. Put it like that.
Y'all there?
Yeah. You can't hear me?
Did I
Can you hear me? No. Can you hear me?
But that's my answer to that, to the Aubrey O'Day thing. I think it's unfortunate. I think it's crazy, and I also think it's gaslit. I think it's gaslit. If you don't want nobody knowing that you're a victim, then why would you show evidence that you were potentially a victim? Why would you want to go and look further into that, especially after everything that happened, the way she was fired?
That's crazy.
You read us these emails about him, carrying on this grooming behavior, all of this wild stuff, and him talking about what he's going to do to you, and then you're denying it, and then someone's coming forward saying that, they saw you passed out, totally messed off. You keep hearing evidence after evidence. This is how he operates when he's trying to get what he wants without.
I appreciate y'all for popping in too.
And then you want to share that.
That's under 3 minutes, yo. Y'all real. Whoever showed up, I appreciate y'all. The world is yours, the world is yours. Nobody else. It's like that. What y'all up to, man? What y'all doing right now? It's 80 y'all in the chat.
I don't know how y'all feel about that, but that's how I feel about that.
Jack.
How y'all doing? Come on, like the chat, man. 6 of y'all in there.
And it's a shame. Because after all of these years, he's still running the show. He's still running the show in her life.
Jack, can you hear me? We're gonna close. We're gonna close it. Yeah, that's fine. All right. Yeah, let me just close.
That's crazy. Oh, snap. They got right off that line, dog. Damn, bro. Back up. Crazy. Aspen Cartier or Chicago.
During that press conference,
they got Beanie Siegel.
Everyone's gearing up for the holidays. In a Chevy of their choice. And it all comes together in a Chevrolet.
What's going on, y'all?
Together, let's drive.
I've been taught all there is to know about taking a life. Or giving a life. Bringing someone into the world.
Chloe! Happy birthday!
Caring for a child.
You're so beautiful. You're like my best friend. You're so beautiful.
You're on your own. And any disappearance, especially that of a child.
There's two things that typically cross people's minds when you talk about these kind of people. Number one is he's too successful to be dangerous, and number two is he's too powerful to be held accountable. No, he's coming home. So
What up? What's good with y'all, yo? Make sure y'all like the live, man. Right now I'm watching a podcast called It's Up There Podcast.
People that used to be cool with him, next to him, people was denouncing him, but now that there's whispers that he's coming home soon, Netflix has to drop a documentary with relatively unknown people in it. It wasn't just about Cassie. It wasn't just about what he's been convicted of or even charged with. It was other things that they spoke to in this particular documentary that raised awareness and also raised
I smoke as biscotti cake.
We hire a bad guy. The bad
biscotti
guy
cake.
I see a lot of people acting like 50.
Shout out DJ Sick. Shout out Michael Music.
Although 50 has built something monumental and
shout out Cameron. Shout out all the guys. You already know what's going on.
50 ain't really greenlit at Netflix. They use 50.
I appreciate y'all, man. Make sure y'all go like the live, man. California got all the flavors. Hey, DJ Sick, know what the fuck going on, yo. Shout out Cali, nigga. This shit came from there. I can't tell y'all what part of Cali it came from. It came from Cali, but yeah, shout out Mexico. All right, shout out Mexico.
Welcome to It's Up There Podcast. I am your active and attractive host, Big Long. Right now, hit like, subscribe, share, let somebody know I was there. I bear witness to the game.
Make sure y'all like,
some things are
comment,
same.
share.
Listen, man. Come to patreon.com. It's Up There Podcast. If you are not there already, come be a part of the community. Come be a part of my vibe, my tribe. You understand me? Come visit me in my sanctuary. And that's where we usually have our ceremonies. I want to thank everybody for the unwavering support as we are in a position where podcasting is going through a rough patch. People are finding out they're not making the kind of money that they thought that they'll be making at this point in their career. I do want to say this. We're going to need our army to be more involved than they've been. We're going to need you guys clipping. We're going to need you guys posting. We're going to need you guys sharing, right? I understand the game has walked right into my building. The game now is fiending. It's hungry. There's an appetite for a certain kind of conversation, and I feel as though I'll be able to provide that with you guys' help. So again, come to patreon.com. It's Up There Podcast. If you do want to support me, listen to the audio that comes out every Monday, and I believe we're dropping every Wednesday as well on the audio side. Come there, hit like, hit subscribe, and hit share. And that's all that I can ask from you guys. I hope everyone out there is having a tremendous day. Hopefully the holiday spirit has affected everyone and you're feeling good with your family and put yourself in a better position. Today we're going to talk about this Diddy documentary. For people who do not know, we are on the heels of Netflix dropping a documentary called The Reckoning, aimed at some of the things that Sean Diddy Combs has been accused of. And so over this Up There Podcast, I feel as though my job is to not tell you what the documentary is about. I feel as though everyone knows what it's about. I think over here we want to kind of get into the details and kind of iron some of the things out, maybe look at some of the angles and flush some of them out. And so that's what we're coming to do today. So the title of the documentary is Sean Combs, The Reckoning. It's on Netflix. It's a 4-part docu-series. It's about an hour for each episode.
Shout out DJ Sick,
Alex Stapleton. Executive producers of people like 50 Cent, Brad Bernstein, other people that's very well known in the ecosystem as it pertains to visual entertainment. A lot of conversations to have today. Number one, coming into this documentary, I sat back and I said to myself, all right, Diddy had just went through trial. For people who do not know, you had to be living under a rock, but Diddy is now in jail He has pled guilty to the Mann Act. He was also accused of several other charges that the jury felt like the federal government wasn't able to present a strong enough case to convict him on those other things. But he has been convicted of the Mann Act. Now, today I'm going to try to speak to everyone because I feel as though there's so much to get into as it pertains to Diddy, as it pertains to Netflix, 50 Cent. Like, there's so many layers to this conversation that we really need 2 or 3 hours on this. But I'm going to try to make it 1 hour. We'll get in and get out. Diddy has been accused, not only by Netflix, but by the federal government and people that was involved in his circle for quite some time.
I feel like this shit was wrong.
Of having this psychological pipeline that he sends people.
For this to come out at the time it came out.
This on Netflix. It wasn't just
feel like it was
about
bad
Cassie.
for another black man.
It wasn't just about what he's been convicted of.
Expose another black man. What y'all think?
It was other things that they spoke to in this particular documentary.
Talk to me, y'all.
Awareness and also raise suspicion.
Thank you.
I want to talk to both sides.
Right now, we rocking the cornrows, you know, cornrow with the stitch.
And a lot of people have been tricked, whether they've been good or bad. A lot of people had the kind of notion as it pertains to people who are in these kind of positions, people that are in positions of power or high earners. There's 2 things that typically cross people's minds when you talk about these kind of people. Number 1 is he's too successful to be dangerous. And number 2 is he's too powerful to be held accountable. What Netflix showed us in this documentary, according to people who I would say wouldn't have the best relationship with Diddy, and so I take it with a grain of salt, but according to Netflix, they showed us that Diddy was a man that checked both of those boxes.
Good for pain.
And so
right now I'm smoking biscotti cake.
Couldn't do everything that you thought he wouldn't do was exactly what he was doing, according to Netflix, according to the federal government.
I would say more of a
things I peeped as soon as I turned it on. Alarming to me was
indica type of weed. Or hybrid. Hybrids are good too.
And I say this with
get the best of both worlds.
I just don't know who he is.
But going sativa is gonna keep you up.
Co-founder of Bad Boy. Now we have saw him.
My oil the muscles though.
On Netflix. We have saw him even file a lawsuit.
Makes everything more vigorous.
Which I've gained that information by watching the documentary. But my illustrious career over hip-hop, I've never heard who this gentleman is. And I think some of my comrades and contemporaries from the East Coast should probably let me know what his background is and maybe who he is. But I say that to say this. Diddy is in a scenario where this is a documentary from my perspective. Soon as I turn it on, I see executive producer by 50 Cent, and then I seen this gentleman who has, again, filed lawsuit and doesn't feel the greatest about Diddy. And I understand it. But the first thing that came to my mind was, I don't know how to take everything that these people are saying because I've also lost people on the way up. And I'm not saying this to excuse Diddy. I can care less about defending Diddy under any circumstances. But I've also lost people on the way up.
I would say more higher
THC.
THC.
In front of them, and ain't no telling what'll come out of their mouth. Because here's the situation we find ourselves in.
CBD works too.
Depending on what comes out of your mouth, can put something in your pocket. I guess what I'm saying is one of the first things I was looking for
Sour
is,
Diesel's one.
All right, who are they going to weaponize that was around Diddy? I mean, everybody turned their back on Diddy, but Diddy's in a different scenario right now. They know he's coming home, so he gets quiet. If you notice, all of the documentaries prior to the sentencing of Sean Combs, that was everybody talking. People that used to be cool with him, next to him, people was denouncing him. But now that there's whispers that he's coming home soon, Netflix has to drop a documentary with relatively unknown people in it. And so within the first 10 minutes, I'm wondering,
medical stuff that's really gonna work.
I know they're gonna put their heavy hitters in the first 20 minutes. In the first episode, we're gonna see some of the people who's gonna be reoccurring characters, and I didn't see anyone worth mentioning right now. And just so the cast and the people involved, I was already under the assumption that the story will be told through the lens and through the guise of people who don't feel the greatest about Diddy. And so in the first 30 minutes, they reassured all of those claims for me. And so at that point, I had to shift a little bit of the blame because also as I'm paying attention to this documentary, I see footage of Diddy 6 days before he goes into jail. And so my first question is, why is Diddy recording himself? Like, does he think this is some kind of game? And even if he doesn't think it's a game, I started to flush it out. And I'm like, all right, you are Diddy, you're an icon in the game. This is a very, very unique situation. Not even to mention that there's a monetary gain. There's an ability to monetize it. But if I was Diddy, I would suspect that would be at the bottom of the list. But him recording himself struck me as odd. Two things. One, it shows me that people are not as smart as I tend to think they are, because if you are going to record yourself, I'd rather put that camera in one of my people's hands, just record shit. I don't care if you don't understand the camera. Point at that shit and record. Matter of fact, we'll hire an assistant camera operator to be with you, but it's from our camera, and my guy is pressing record and holding the camera. You just kind of directing them and telling them what to do, but you don't need with footage. There's no agreement. There's no situation where Netflix should have been able to get this footage. It makes people look at Diddy like, what the f are you doing, my guy? You put yourself in a scenario to go and hire a camera crew to follow you.
Risky business, y'all.
Before you go to jail, knowing that you are in a scenario where
I feel like it's just risky. What's your favorite Pokemon? Charizard.
You have your plane up for sale, your house up for sale. You know you in deep waters right now, and you going to hire a third-party camera crew to follow you?
What's yours?
What kind of game plan is that? If anything, you mega rich. Put a camera in one of these little things around you. That's the problem now.
At ShopRite, we celebrate the holidays here. Serving up your family's traditions.
Okay, that's what's up, bro.
Slicing quality meats and cheeses. Prepping and arranging your perfect holiday celebration.
I think Bulbasaur is my least
From
favorite.
Our family to yours. Happy holidays. ShopRite. We are here.
News Nation invites you to the fastest.
Yeah, Bulbasaur is my least favorite, bro. I'm not gonna lie. My least favorite.
Join us on the adventure of a lifetime. Destination Qatar. Next Sunday, 8/7 Central on News Nation.
Everyone's gearing up for the holidays.
Now, don't nobody around these guys want to do nothing. That's why you see me applaud. They got people with them that'll grab the bags, that'll grab the camera, that'll take the picture, that'll make sure you engage with the fans. I remember being at Baby Show, right? He was selling out arenas. I found it very intimate and valuable that part of Baby's team will go out into the stands, go out into the fan area, and they'll see who's singing along and just are super fans of Baby. Maybe you got a Baby shirt on, or maybe you got a CBFW or 4PF something on, and they'll just kind of watch you for a song or two. Next thing you know, they'll send somebody to tap you, go and meet your favorite artist. You got to have people on your team willing to do things, especially when you in the red zone. Diddy was in the red zone. He couldn't get anyone around him to grab a camera. He had to go and get a third party. A billionaire.
What up, yo?
You gotta go get a third party because you want to shoot a documentary just in case you beat it. I get it. Boosie done it. Everybody do it. You go to jail. You think you're going to jail. You bring the cameras out, and for your family's sake, if nothing else.
Make sure y'all like the live. Stop playing.
Cut these cameras on. Let them know. Hey,
y'all spinning in here. Y'all better go like the live, man. We got 5, man. Let's go up.
Every single time. One foot in front of the other.
Run me the fuck up. Stop playing.
Under my feet.
You know you in the building. I see you. I see you. You see me? You see me, man. Say something.
With a certain velocity in his voice. Right? The universe can't ignore it with a certain visibility. Cut these cameras on. These folks think it's game over. Cut these cameras on. Let them see how a soldier get through it. Sometimes I can feel that, but it gotta be your people, somebody you trust. You in the red zone right now. Is y'all not thinking out here? Y'all running around getting all this money, and y'all letting other people think for y'all. I think I done figured out what's going on. It's a bunch of money, but ain't nobody thinking. They paying people to think for them. And the people that's thinking for them, I can outthink them. So when I see something, I'm
smoking
saying,
that shit,
they
Evo. Hell yeah,
this dude recording himself. Granted, yo, I'm in a bad situation. But you got a third party that'll go negotiate with Netflix because they probably give them an offer they can't refuse. And you in a situation where you $1 billion and can't get one guy that you know and love you to hold a camera. Hey, document this, man. I'm scared. I'm going through something, but I'm going to figure it out. I'm gonna get back into these books. I'm gonna get into this word. I'm gonna figure some shit out.
Your
I'm gonna
comment,
get some more information.
Alvin.
Head up, chest out. Let's go
Shout
with
out
it.
Alvin
God
Fairfax.
got me. Universe, respond to my command. Again, the universe don't ignore with a certain visibility, with a certain vibration. The universe gonna come and it's gonna open up for you. That's the laws of the universe. But it's a slippery slope because it creeps in your psyche. That Diddy also understands narratives. And so this was screaming out in the first episode, yo, Diddy understands narratives. Now, I don't think he understands how to respond to narratives. And this is the problem that a lot of people in entertainment are having. They understand that it's people like us that can change a narrative, that can move culture, that can switch the thinking of the consumers. They understand that it's happening, but they don't understand how to respond to it. And these are two different things. I always tell people they've simplified what we have to go through when they explain it to you, and they don't really give you the game. This is a multi-step process with anything in life. There's technique involved, right? It's step 1, 2, 3, and 4. You got to set your feet before you take the shot. See, a lot of people will be focused on the hand placement on the ball, and they've ignored that their feet ain't even set. And so when you ignore a step, your results are inconsistent. And so I'm telling people that there's a multi-step process to anything. And so there's a lot of people understanding narratives like Diddy, but he does not know how to respond to it. I remember when COVID first hit, they understood it was a disease. They understood how it was spreading. It took them a minute to understand how to respond to it. And so it still didn't sit right with me that Diddy
I'm
had
good.
this
What
footage.
up?
I just was like, yo, it didn't make sense.
That
so
Jackson?
I examined it a little further, and what I found, or at least noticed on first glance, was, they only got 1 day of footage. And it looks like it's only about 45 minutes, if that. They may got 30
I'm good.
minutes
How you
and
doing?
they spreaded it out.
Thank you for stopping by my live.
Episodes.
Make sure you leave another message before you leave.
This business, that then told me,
make sure you go
at least
subscribe.
From my perspective, is that Netflix was probably working
we on the road to 500 subscribers.
And they smashed them together.
We have 436.
As a cultural
Can you make it 437 for me?
So they wouldn't be viewed as doing what they done to Diddy as exploitation. I believe they were working on a documentary maybe surrounding Keefe D, maybe surrounding Tupac's murder, and maybe Diddy was the center of that documentary, and now they're working on another documentary as it pertains to his legal case with the federal government. I think they mashed both of those together. The Diddy documentary, which is the footage that you see, at least what they're saying amongst my industry peers, is that Diddy was doing a documentary with Netflix and he bailed on it. Netflix then went in, got with the camera guys who were shooting the documentary for Diddy, negotiated a rate and got that footage. There's a weird rule that I think needs to be adjusted, revisited, and revised, that whoever equipment it is and maintains their recording owns the footage, and that's why I've always owned my equipment. I understood that from day one, just so it wouldn't be any kind of negotiation going on or any kind of confusion.
I guess they wanna be the
people that own production companies, they'll come in and my equipment, my stuff, because they just don't want to get into the gray area. So the footage is in the hands of Netflix. Netflix is a big corporation. I want you guys to understand that Netflix is planning on tomorrow. And everybody that knows me knows I have a lot of respect for 50, but we're going to dissect some of the business behind what I think happened with Netflix and 50 Cent as it pertains to this documentary. I believe Netflix found themselves in a very interesting situation.
You said that you got me at your top. I said that I know when I'm a pop. Tell them that the smoke will never clear. I'm the only nigga popping Bevel dead. Say them niggas coming up right next to me. I guess I gotta pay some homage, that's a fee. I seen some niggas pick me up, how I pick them up. I know I can show them love, we can reciprocate it. I know I can cause a lot of reciprocation. Then them niggas mad they not separated. I'm the only one that's really prorated. Go and get this cash before you niggas go behaving. While I always swag, while I always dash. When I get some money, I put it in a bag. Shout out, get money back, that's the show. It's GMB in a 7 when I hit the dope. 700 flat when I bought it back. This GLS, that's 600 max. When they when that's appreciated. I know that I really gotta appreciate it. Cause I came from the mud, appreciate me. They were really fucked up, they didn't really hate me. They didn't show no love, that shit fucked me up. Concentrating on my moves and all on that. You can talk that fake shit, that is all cap. I'm the realest in this building, you can get it. 4-5, 10 with it. How these niggas talking, how these niggas get it back. I know they was capping, these little niggas ain't spit facts. I'ma run it up, I got that paper, that's a tax. Hit him in his head, knock his brains on the lap. You said that I got it, I can keep this shit going. I just tint the window so you see what I be doing. Getting a lot of money, fucking a lot of hoes. When you get that money, you know what come.
What's good with y'all? I just had to play that song. The song was hard. Newest one out right now.
Blame on this documentary, blame it on 50 now. Where the accolades go to 50. The same way that blame will go to 50. See, these are the tricks that you have to watch. And salute to Netflix. They do a lot of good business. I know a lot of creators that make money with them, so this isn't about them. I'm just speaking from the industry standpoint. What I'm viewing, and we're breaking down information, and I don't feel as though it's divisive. I think it's informative, and I have a duty to do that on behalf of not only culture but just business.
What y'all on today?
We live in a gray area at this point, and so
make sure I go subscribe, man.
Gray,
go like the live.
Black and white
go subscribe to the channel. More music coming. More content coming.
Money is
try to get a lot of behind the scenes.
Always currency.
A lot of pictures posted a lot more.
These days, and so
y'all need that to rock with me.
When I see 50 do stuff like this, right? I think 50 has built his brand.
Tell me what y'all need for me to do. Tell me how many songs y'all need me to do on the project. Talk to me. Y'all feel me? Like
people done him bad.
I ain't trying to be nobody funny
right?
money.
And that's why
I'm trying to put in the work.
Neither, because I get it, right? Come up in a spot where they do you bad, where they kind of try to discredit you, where they shoot you up, where they don't let you in. Because these old around here really be haters. They always so scared somebody gonna take the light from them. They don't want to make no calls to help nobody. They don't want to point no right direction. They so busy worried about the next, man. I always tell dudes, I ain't trying to be better than you. I'm trying to be better than I was. A better version of what I was. I'm trying to beat the old me. I was doing hella good for this. So I'm still trying to outdo what I done before I ran into y'all for. You understand me? And so 50 got some of that energy, like it was hard. The come up was hard. You know, I still can't excuse certain things. I wouldn't go that far. You know what I mean? I probably wouldn't go that far. But I noticed it's certain things that he stayed away from on there as well. And so maybe he got involved so he can make sure certain things are not spoken to because there's family involved as well. So I don't know. All I'm saying is I feel as though that he was used as a shield. And again, that's some behavior in this documentary that we can't excuse, right? There's a lot of things that I'm not excusing.
Yo, what's good with you, Brody?
Perspective, but I do want to be clear to the audience. There's things in this documentary that's just inexcusable.
You good, man?
But just
yo, Willie.
Let's kind of
what up, Willie?
And view some of the other angles and see what we come up with.
22, what up? What up?
I was very interested in
what's good with y'all, man? Y'all go listen to the new project. Here Goes Nothing at All. That shit out right now.
Paranoia tells me that Diddy is someone
under NoCapShawn. No bullshit, man. Check that shit out for me.
Yeah, nah, Diddy someone watching.
We gonna fuck with it, you heard?
Videos that all
what up, Willie? Go check my album out when you get a chance, man. Here Goes Nothing at All. I just dropped a single called Felt.
600 views. It may be in that it really is some of them these joints.
No bullshit.
You know what I mean? It may be.
I'm gonna show you a picture,
joints.
Willie. Hold on.
It may be just
don't go fucking nowhere, Willie.
Your shit, right? You got to move with that kind of vibration. But the vibe I was getting from
I'm gonna show you the drum, the cover.
One speaking to his lawyers is, yo, I ain't really trusting what y'all doing. You on CNN sounding funny, y'all TMZ, yo. That paranoia is birthed because Diddy is aware that these YouTube videos and these low budget, like poor people started all of these narratives and uncovered a lot of this shit. CNN wasn't looking at my sex life. This shit started at the ground level. So if anybody can tell you that these little bitty YouTube videos and people doing these narratives in these pockets is Diddy, Big U, it's a lot of they can really testify to all of those sector of YouTube that damn near dry snitching and all that. It's being utilized on a real level. Also, something I found interesting out of that footage that Diddy's team came out and said basically was stolen. You know, his team is playing PR games and saying, yo, we don't know what y'all are doing. This is stolen footage. Netflix is already probably on top of that from a legal perspective. They don't have anything to worry about. I'm sure that Diddy hired a third party to come in for maybe a day because
make sure y'all screenshot it, y'all.
They used over the 4 episodes was really about maybe under 5 hours of footage. Maybe one day, half a day, he had those people with him, or maybe a full day. Feels like he had those people with him. They did a great job of using B-roll and other footage.
I appreciate y'all.
And make it stretch over 4 episodes. But
yeah, it's a dope one, bro. It is.
His demeanor.
Your vibe, you gonna have a nice vibe with it.
When I'm watching this Netflix documentary,
what I can say is it's multi-genre.
But if you remember from that time, I remember reporting
I do plan on dropping some new shit. I got some shit coming with another artist named 700 G's.
I was like, man, what
we dropping 7 on 7.
Just spaced out.
7 on the 7. For me.
They were presenting
that shit gonna be crazy. You heard? Black trucks and everything.
But
shit
when you
gonna
look at
be
this
bananas.
footage, he still have
I gotta lock in with me. I'm gonna make sure y'all go check out all my latest videos on my page and go like and go comment. Let them niggas know who the fuck you is, man.
Get out there and say something. He was
get out there and say something, nigga.
Listen, Diddy is a manipulator.
Whoa.
Let's just say what it is.
I ain't say that.
But most people that run businesses, they're strategic. And so these individuals know how to put things together and put people in positions. He will
thank y'all for streaming my project.
I need you to go on the record and let them folks know I ain't really like that. You know me. And then he'll say, well, if it's not in your heart, just don't do it. Well, you done already put it on my heart. See, that's a little trick. You done already put it on my heart now. Now you saying if it ain't on my heart, well, it wasn't on my heart, because if it was on my heart, I would have been undone it. But because you put it on my heart, now you put me in a, right? If I love you, go on out on the record. And Shorty went out on the record and said, yo, Diddy, that's not the Diddy I know. I don't know which version of Diddy I would have been more comfortable seeing. The one that was spaced out, felt like he understood the gravity, like, yo, I'm in the twilight zone. These folks trying to lock me up. Versus the confident one. I think the confident one resonates more with me, but if you've never been under attack and you just see that, it can be took like, oh, he's naive. He doesn't understand the gravity of the situation, and I wouldn't say that's the case. I would say that he's just trying to fight through it. And sometimes black men are get in the corner and fight through it. Now, Diddy's done some nasty shit, but Diddy still Diddy. And so he's a strategic mind. No matter where they put him. They can put him in Fort Dix or Fort Nix. He's a strategic mind. And so
why would you say where he actually at? That's
now,
crazy.
again, I just want to reiterate that this documentary, one of the main characters.
Yeah, go check that project out, y'all. Here goes nothing at all. Go check that out.
Daddy's Bad Boy Entertainment. And he was told that, yo, sign over your rights. And when he explained the environment, he said, yo, Diddy came in and he had a bat. And he told me, sign it. I need to do this business deal. And you need to sign over 25%. That's what your stake is in the company. You better sign over your 25%. And he made him do it under duress with a bat. And the first thing that came to my mind is, you're going to have more than the bat to make me sign over 25%.
Damn.
There's 2 things that typically cross people's minds when you talk about these kind of people. Number 1 is, he's too successful to be dangerous. And number 2 is, he's too powerful to be held accountable. Oh, he's coming home. So he gets quiet. If you notice, all of the documentaries prior to the sentencing of Sean Combs, that was everybody talking. People that used to be cool with him, next to him, people was denouncing him. But now that there's whispers that he's coming home soon, Netflix has to drop a documentary with relatively unknown people in it. So it wasn't just about Cassie. It wasn't just about what he's been convicted of or even charged with. It was other things that they spoke to in this particular documentary that raised awareness and also raised suspicion. We hire a bad guy. The bad guy name is 50 Cent. I see a lot of people acting like 50 is like greenlit all amongst Netflix, and I want
Good
to
look,
push
my
back
boy.
on that.
I see
Although
you
50's
commenting.
built something
Yeah.
monumental and done
Tapping
something that
in. I
rarely
appreciate you,
people are
man.
able to do coming out of entertainment. We
Throwing
got a
them
lot of
hundreds
respect
up.
for his
Yeah.
hustle. 50 ain't really greenlit at Netflix. They use 50 to hide behind him and use that footage. It was in the red zone. He couldn't get anyone around him to grab a camera. He had to go and get a third party, a billionaire. You got to go get a third party because you want to shoot a documentary just in case you beat it. Yo, welcome to It's Up There Podcast. I am your active and attractive host.
And this shit his shit is off track too. I ain't gonna cap, this shit is off track than a motherfucker. The Orlando Brown Show. Here we go.
They've shown me a vision I can't shake. New cabal, American period, sprung out of...
I'm gonna tell y'all something y'all never talked about on the internet. One thing, I go through a lot of shit and I keep it in. I ain't one of them celebrities that speak on a lot of shit that I go through. And now that I got us in this room and this shit ain't gonna get out, I'll tell y'all what I went through. And I'm known for doing interviews. I do a lot of interviews, y'all, and I get to sit down with special people. Bobby, all them. But let me tell y'all the one that stood out for me in the background, what happened. When I first started doing interviews, they asked me, they said, we had a meeting with my brother, we all on the Zoom meeting, and they asked me, are you able to spell, read, and write?